You know what's interesting? I'm so glad we have you here, Shaun. Of course, we're always grateful for your time when you stop by the Kevin and Bean Show. But the conversation we were just having with you about the difference in how fast your sport is evolving. We had Sal Maskela, your friend Sal Maskela, on the day after your run. And he was practically still in tears from watching you the night before. And he told us something that I thought was so interesting. And you may be too young to have experienced this personally, but he said it wasn't that long ago where there were a lot of ski resorts in this country where you weren't allowed to snowboard, where it was still the outlaw sport where they don't want that element in their town. And now look at it. Now you're one of the biggest athletes in the world on the biggest stage in the world, and you're performing at such an unbelievable athletic attitude. It's just, it's amazing how fast everything has changed in your sport. So exciting.
Yeah, well, that's why it's so, emotional to win the Olympics, because everything my family went through and all my friends and everybody that supported me. I mean, you see the long journey we're on. I mean, my parents got me into the sport, and there was no X Games, there was no Olympics, there was barely any money, and it's grown to this. So it's just an amazing thing to come from there and to be at this point now where I'm like, I can't cruise down the street.
Right. Now, speaking of the younger crowd, the thing that happened with Scotty Lego and the pictures, and then everybody said he got kicked out, that really angered me.
Yeah.
I really was upset about that. I was like, look, if you want youth and you want people to come out and watch the Olympics that didn't used to, snowboarders are cool if they want to hang out. If his event is done and he wants to party, great. More power to him. Well, what was that all about? Do you know much about it from your side?
A little bit.
It's crazy.
Think about this one. I was so excited getting my medal and all this stuff. I was on the podium and I did like a little air guitar, because I can actually play the anthem on guitar.
Right.
And I remember sitting there, and then I got some heat for it. Like, he wasn't respecting the podium and
I didn't even see
the
that
flag
part.
raising and this and that. And you're like, wow, people just kind of, I think, put a microscope on stuff you do. And my dad said the funniest thing. He's like, all the cool people in the world are they're dead. You know what I mean? He's like, people analyze things so much now. In a way, I understand what happened with Scotty. You know what I mean? He was just enjoying himself, and I just felt bad because there was nobody there kind of watching for him. You know what I'm saying?
It's a shame that somebody has to be there watching for him, is what I'm saying.
Totally.
If I win a gold medal and my Olympic time is done, that's the least of what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Really, that was nothing compared to what you would think they would want people just to let off
It was
steam.
funny because I was in Europe, and they're asking me about, what do you think of this Scotty Lego? And I'm like, well, pictures can be deceiving. Maybe it was really windy in there, and she dropped a loony on the ground and picked it up.
Shaun, what about that image, and especially a guy like you who's so recognizable? Let's face it, you can't hide that hair. Is it tough for you 24/7 to know that no matter what you do, people are gonna report on it, in some case misinterpret it?
Yeah, man, that lunch yesterday, apparently, I lifted up my shirt to scratch my chest or something like this, and somebody snapped a photo of it. It's on the internet now. So,
oh my God!
Apparently, it's getting to that point for me.
Was it good or bad? Did they say,
and that's what I
we
asked.
would have expected a six-pack?
I was like, how was the abage? Was it glistening? Because now I'm gonna have to Keels it up every morning before I.
That's right.
Just in case, But it's cool, man. I love it. I think it's amazing. What a powerful place to be in not only the world but in my sport, and to be. Recognized on such a massive level. It's just humbling.
We need to take another break, unfortunately.
No, we're talking to Shaun White. We're talking to Shaun White right now.
I know, but when we get back, I want to talk about what's happened since the Olympics. There's a report every day where I look at you and I go, nope, he is not ringing the bell for the stock exchange. He's not at a Milan fashion show. That's crazy. You've had just a ridiculous
I've been on the
schedule.
man.
He's been cloned is what he's been. There's 10 of them running around doing all sorts of crazy stuff. All right, one more segment with our friend Shaun White, Olympic gold medalist, USA these days, Shaun.
You know what? I have a little pad in LA, and I felt like I'd be one of those guys if I brought up the Lamborghini. So I was gonna go get a old classic Mercedes or something. Old school, something vintage.
All right.
How many cars you got?
Just two.
Wow,
but
that's
a Lamborghini.
Yeah.
Well, what is an Lamborghini,
I
right?
started winning them, and they just started showing up, so I started donating them.
Really?
Yeah, there's a thing called Fresh Start that is down in
That's cool.
San Diego area, and they pick up kids from the hospital and take them to their homes and stuff. And
That's cool. In a Lamborghini.
Yes.
So you're
They fit the kids and the.
Let me see if I can clarify. Lamborghinis just started showing up.
Well, you know how it is, Kevin. Come on. right.
was
That
like
doesn't
a
happen
Volvo
for
or
me.
something.
Sean started to tell us a story off the air that I just think is, I mean, look, you're living Shaun White's life and you can't believe the stuff that happens to you. So you win the gold medal in Vancouver. You stay up all night because who can sleep after that? You go right to the Today Show. That's when your days started getting crazy. What happened after that, Shaun?
Oh man, I mean, I woke up and I woke up to the news that I got the cover of Rolling Stone again,
Which was
awesome. And then as I'm cruising out, they're like, "Oh, and this just in, here's a speech from Obama that just mentioned you and your half pipe in Colorado." and then I mean, it just kept going and going. I got the gold medal, and then I get this phone call that apparently I was requested to come to Chicago and be on the Oprah show.
By the way, that's not a request.
Send a plane over.
When
to,
Oprah says she wants you,
That's
you
what
go.
I didn't know.
It's an order.
I was
No,
like,
it's an order.
You know, my whole group over here that you're mentioning earlier,
Yeah.
they're like, "Oh no, you're going." I was like, "But I had like some buddies that were gonna come to
Nope.
dinner tonight." And,
You're not-
it's okay.
she's not looking for an answer. She's sending a plane.
But she was
Exactly.
awesome. She was awesome.
And then, where did you go from there? Because
Oh man, I mean, I went to New York and did a bunch of wild stuff out there. I shot the cover and closed down the stock exchange.
I saw you at the stock exchange with a hammer in your hand. And I
Plenty
thought,
of things. Larry King Live. I mean, it just went on and on.
Milan
Did Larry
Fast-
King have any idea who you were?
Oh yeah, he was great.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
we make fun of Larry all the time because he seems to not know anyone anymore. He's so
He
out of
thought,
calls me
he thought he was
from
booking
time to
Betty
time.
White, right?
He calls you from.
we go way back.
Yeah, he
But,
thought he was Betty White. Right. That's what he. That's what he thought.
All
yeah,
right,
and
so then
from
how do you
there-
end up in Europe? How do you go from there to there? Now all of a sudden you're in Germany and Italy.
Well, we
What's
do
that
so much riding over there. We figured it'd be cool to go over and actually see the fans that are over there and do some media that's kind of off the grid. And we went over to, first stop was in London, and we did a bunch of stuff there, from London to Milan, and we're in Milan during Fashion Week.
That's the picture I saw.
So it got a little weird. I'm like front row at this fashion show, and it's like the future.
Yeah.
And at that point, I was like, what is happening? It was straight out of a movie, and the runway started. It was this crazy techno, and like these like 8-foot
You're in
women
Zoolander all of a
cruising
sudden.
around in like chainmail and stuff.
But see, all the stuff that Shaun is talking about is not the high points of his life. Okay, this is all stuff that's happened in the last week.
Oh,
Everything
yeah,
that he's
right.
just described.
I was
This
like,
has been
man, I
7
just-
days in the life of Shaun White.
It's like I just won the medal like 10 days ago. Like this is the strangest thing I've ever seen. And then from there we went in. Red Bull picked us up in this plane to go to Salzburg, Austria, and our pilot's this wild Red Bull pilot, and we didn't really know that.
no.
So he's like,
Oh, Mike knows about
skimming the mountain, like this is the hideout of the German army, and this is the, we're landing the plane, and then from there to Germany, and then back to here for 2 days.
You don't
then
want your pilot
Japan.
on Red Bull, by the way.
Huh?
You don't want your pilot on too much Red Bull.
I don't
Oh,
think he's
yeah.
on Red Bull, but
Yeah.
those guys are
Jittery,
the
I don't
best
know.
pilots in the world. They
But
scare me.
I'm so excited it's all over with. I mean, I really am at a point now where I get to go to the summer. I can't wait to skateboard. It's like,
Are you going to do that again?
yeah, well, I mean,
On your next games?
everything's going towards
Next
summer.
games,
Like,
yes.
I'm thinking about where I want to skate, what contests I want to do. This is really cool. I just wanted to mention because I'm so excited about it. But we've been working on a skateboard video game for like 3 years, and I just now I'm allowed to talk about it, like literally. And it's gonna be unreal. It's one of those things where
It's the next one, because
I
you were
mean,
here
I've
a
been
year
a snow
ago
guy,
or
you know.
something.
Yeah, with the game, the first game.
The
I'm pretty
snowboarding
sure.
game, yes.
Yeah, the snowboarding game, and this one is just, it's unbelievable. I'm just so proud of it because it's so unlike Tony's game, the first one that came out,
Mhm.
and in its own special way. It's just amazing. So I'm pumped.
When does that? When can we get that?
Hopefully, apparently August.
He's looking in the other room.
I think.
Okay, that's good news. All right, let me ask you one
September.
serious question. He has no idea.
July.
We'll let you know.